Hello. Sorry, I have not been in touch lately. I'm quite busy with the work with for TCC. Uh, the midterm grades are still in process. I still have to finish that. I'm sorry. But let me start with Chapter 5, Accounting for Corporation. As I have requested you, I have messaged you that you should start reading Chapter 5, uh, which is the start of our lessons on corporation accounting. Before anything else, I would request you to Google or research on the corporation law of the Philippines. Meron yan 2004. And other one is the new one as approved in 2019. 2018 or 2019 during the term of President Duterte. It is important for you to know the law. Yeah, that's Republic Act 11232, signed by the President in February 2019 and effective February 23, 2019. The previous one it was signed by Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. The reason why I want you to see is to look at that is because there's a marked difference between the two laws. Mas latest na syempre yung pirmado ni President Duterte. Importante sa accountant ay alam nyo kung ano ang batas na pumapaloob sa corporation law. But basically, we will, we are only concerned about the corporation accounting. Now, mula ngayon, kakalimutan nyo na ang capital account muna. Forget all about it because babaguhin na natin ang capital account. Ngayon, mula ngayon sa corporation kasi wala ng A capital, B capital, wala lang ngayon. Ang meron na ngayon ay ordinary shares kasi sama-sama na roon ang lahat ng investment or capital ng lahat ng shareholders. Ang ngayon, ang may-ari na ay shareholder, hindi na individual or partner. Now, let me define what a corporation is. A corporation is an artificial being created by operation of law, having the right of succession, hindi katulad ng partnership, and the powers, attributes, and properties expressly authorized by law or incident to its existence. Now, ang korporasyon ay parang nanganak ng isang tao, juridical person. That's why, kung 5, sabi ko nga noon, ang partnership, at least 2 persons, ang corporation, minimum of 5 to incorporate. Pero ngayon, yung bagong batas, pwede nang ang 1-person corporation, which you will be able to read in the new law that I asked you to research on. What are the attributes of a corporation? A corporation is an artificial being with a personality separate and distinct from the shareholders, from each individual shareholder. So halimbawa, nagtayo si ABCDE ng corporation. Ang pangalan ay ABCDE Corporation. Parang nanganak sila ng isang tao, distinct and separate from the shareholders. Hindi si A yun, hindi si B, but another juridical entity named ABCDE Corporation. Hiwala yun. It is created by law and it's registered sa Securities and Exchange Commission, hindi pwedeng kasunduan lang. May mga papel yan na we will discuss later on. It enjoys the right of succession. Hindi katulad sa partnership, pag namatay isang partner at namana ng anak, ay dissolve na yung partnership. A corporation shall have a perpetual existence unless the articles of incorporation provides otherwise. Halimbawa, sabihin, 50 years lang ang life. The death, withdrawal, or insolvency of or incapacity of the individual shareholders or members will not dissolve the corporation. Yan ang isang malaking diferensya niya sa partnership. It has the power, attributes, and properties expressly authorized by the law or incident of its existence. So, yung batas na nag-create niyan or yung securities, the pag-register sa Securities and Exchange Commission, naka-identify doon lahat ng powers ng corporation. Now, it has advantages and disadvantages. The corporation has the legal capacity to act as a legal entity. Pwede siyang pumasok sa transaksyon on its own as a corporation, as a juridical entity. The shareholders have limited liability, hindi katulad sa partnership na ultimong pera mo sa bahay, tinago, ay pwedeng kuhanin or singilin or singilin nga ng mga suppliers or creditors. Yun ang tinatawag na corporate veil, na ang iyong obligasyon lang at doon sa corporation ay hanggang doon lang sa iyong shares of stocks na nasubscribe. It has continuity of existence. Hindi katulad ng partnership na madaling madissolve. Shares of stocks can be transferred without the consent of the other shareholders. So, your proof of ownership is the shares of stocks. Pwede mong ibenta yon. Kaya meron tayong stock exchange, Philippine Stock Exchange, PSE. Doon binebenta or nagbabayad, nagbibilihan ng mga publicly owned corporate shares of stocks ng publicly owned corporations. Its management is centralized on the board of directors. Kung halimbawa man 100 ng shareholders, they elect a maximum of 15 board of directors, which is the policy-making body of the corporation. Siya nagpapatakbo and management. Shareholders are not general agents of the business. Hindi katulad sa partnership na si partner A ay pwedeng pumasok sa transaction for and in behalf of the partnership. Dito, ang shareholder hindi siya pwedeng tumansak o makipagtransaksyon. Only the members of the boards who are empowered to do business for and in behalf of the corporation. And since pwedeng maraming shareholders, it is a greater ability to acquire or solicit or source funds from other shareholders. However, it has its disadvantages. Number one, to form it, to form a corporation is a bit complicated. Maraming papeles na kailangan. Kasi, nagtatayo ka nga ng juridical entity, siyempre kailangan mong patunayan na yung mga nagtatayo ng korporasyon, mga shareholders, ay tunay na tao. There is a greater degree of government control and supervision. Nakabantay ang gobyerno dyan. Kontrolado yun ng gobyerno through the Securities and Exchange Commission. Medyo mahal i-form. Maraming papeles e maraming kailangang kwentahin bago ma-form. It is subject to heavier taxation. Of course, mas malaki ang tax niyan kaysa sa sole proprietor. Minority shareholders are subservient to the wishes of the majority. Siyempre, sa botohan, in a democracy, kung sino malaki ang shareholders, siya nasusunod. Kalimitan, kung sino ang majority shareholders, sila ang na-elect sa board sapagkat marami silang boto. In large corporation, management and controls have been separate from the ownership. And transferability of shares permits the uniting of incompatible and conflicting elements in one venture. I want you to search on John Gokongwei, who tried to get in as member of the board of San Miguel Corporation. Malaking issue yan nangyari sa Pilipinas. Sapagkat alam naman natin na si John Gokongwei ay ang negosyo niya ay halos kapareho ng San Miguel Corporation. Kaya binlock yon noong panahon yon. Now, there are several classes of corporations, stock and non-stock corporations. Yung stock, yun nga yung ginagamit nga, ordinary business, for the ordinary business. And non-stocks, these are used for non-profit organization. And the income for non-stock corporations are not distributable to its members and officers. Any profit from a non-stock corporation may obtain as an incident to its operation. Hindi umaasang kumita ang non-stock corporation. Pero kung kumikita at kikita, ito ay inilalagay pa rin sa korporasyon para ma-enhance o mapalaki ang kanilang purpose na kung bakit sila na-form. Allow me to give you an example of a non-stock corporation. Yung kung narinig nyo na yung dialysis ng Rotary, nagtayo kami doon ng non-stock corporation because lahat ng kinikita noon ay napupunta rin sa kanya sa korporasyon para gamitin para mapalaki at makapagserbisyo pa sa mga mahihirap. Now, what are the other classifications of a corporation? According to number of persons, nationality, public or private purpose. Yan, they're all written in your book. Charitable purposes, yung mga simbahan, corporation din yan. Kaya marami ngayong yung El Shaddai, mga corporation din yan. Ecclesiastical corporations. Solely and organized for religious purposes only. Now, eleemosynary corporations, those are established for public charity, like, for example, ABS-CBN Foundation. And civil corporations, ito yung mga ordinary nga, those established for business or profits. Now, a corporation may also be classified to their legal right to corporate existence, de jure and de facto. A de jure corporation is a corporation existing in fact and in law. It is organized in strict conformity with the law. And de facto is a corporation existing in fact but not in law. Halimbawa, yung San Miguel Corporation, it is a de jure corporation. Tapos halimbawa, kayo mga magkaklase, nagsosyohan kayo, sabi nyo, magtatayo kayo ng negosyo na panloload, pagloload ng cellphone, hindi na naman nyo i-register. Ang tawag doon ay de facto corporation. Now, ano-ano ang mga components ng korporasyon? Corporators, incorporators, anong diferensya nun? Corporators are those who compose a corporation, whether a stockholder or shareholder in a stock corporation or a member of a non-stock corporation. What are incorporators naman? Those are the ones mentioned in the original Original Articles of Incorporation. Sila ang mga nag-umpisa, incorporator. Corporators, sila ay mga naging miyembro na after ma-form ang corporation. Only a natural person who are licensed to practice a profession, wait. Incorporators who are natural persons must be of legal age. Maraming mga requirements yan. And they're all listed here. Now, yung bagong corporation law na pinirmahan ni President Duterte, meron na ring one-person corporation. One-person corporation. And it will be discussed in a bit. Now, as the corporation is composed of shareholders. Yun ang mga naglagay ng 1 share of stocks, 10, 20, 50, meron diyang majority shareholders. And they compose, they are the owners of the corporation. Now, subscribers, yun ang mga nangako pa lang, nag-subscribe ng shares of stock. Nabibayaran nila at bibili sila ng shares of stocks. Hindi pa nila nababayaran. Subscriber pa lang sila. Now, there are some like independent auditors, independent directors. These are being appointed by the government dun sa mga malalaking korporasyon para mabantayan ang interest ng gobyerno. Now, paano nalalaman ng isang tao na siya ay shareholder ng korporasyon? Through shares of stocks. Now, there are several classes of shares of stocks. Par value, no par value, voting shares, non-voting shares, ordinary shares, preference shares, founder shares, redeemable shares, treasury shares, promotion shares, and convertible shares. We will focus our discussion on par value. Yung par value, yun ang presyo ng isang shares of stock as stated in the Articles of Incorporation. Pag sinabing no par value, one without any value appearing in the face of the certificate. Walang value doon sa face of certificate. Kaya naman minsan, nilalagyan niya ng stated value. Okay? Ang nagdedeklara noon ay ang Board of Directors. Now, we will focus more on ordinary shares and preference shares. What are these? These shares, ordinary shares, entitle the holder to equal prorated division of profits without any preference. And voting yan. Yan pwedeng bumoto. Pag preference shares, as the name implies, preferred sila na unang bigyan ng dividendo, pero wala silang boto. Nakakasiguro lang sila ng dividendo. Depende sa terms and conditions ng preference shares. Now, treasury shares naman are shares of stocks na binili ng korporasyon. Shares of stocks niya na binili niya sa ibang tao, sa dating shareholders. However, it is very clear na ang shareholder, ang treasury, ang korporasyon cannot be a shareholder of its own corporation. Kaya yon ay ibang accounting sa treasury shares, which we will learn and teach you later. What are the required documents to form a partnership, a corporation? The Articles of Incorporations, it is well explained in your book. Medyo mahaba yun. The bylaws, Articles of Incorporation, dyan nakalagay kung ano-ano ang general general definitions, general explanation on the of the corporation, the name, the purpose, terms of existence, sino-sino ang nagtayo, ang incorporators, ha? Ilan ang director na dapat nilang i-elect, ha? At doon naman sa, may mga form yan, ha? May mga form. Doon naman sa bylaws, doon yun naman ang rules nila. Doon nakalagay kung kailan sila dapat mag-meeting, ha? Ilan bago sila maging quorum, pwede bang may proxy, and so on and so forth. There are 12. Okay? 12 provisions under the corporation law kung ano ang nakalagay sa bylaws ng corporation. Now, the in a corporation, miski isa lang share mo, you have all the rights and privileges just like any other shareholders who has more shareholders than you. And it's all listed on page 5-16 of the book. Now, aside from the accounting books, there are several corporate books that is needed and as stated in the corporation law. And it's all listed there also. This is very quick because immediately after this, I will prepare a video for you for chapter 6, which is discussion of share capital. Okay? Now, the one-person corporation is also listed as explained on 5-18 of the book. Before I start later on with chapter 6, allow me to explain a little more about a corporation. Ang accounting for assets, liabilities ng isang korporasyon ay kapareho rin ng accounting for sole proprietorship and partnership. That is why we will deal only with the capital side of the corporation. Now, we will call it shareholders' equity na, hindi na capital. Remember, we will call it shareholders' equity. At ang kapital ay ang tawag na ay share capital or ordinary shares or preference shares. We will discuss in detail as we continue, as I prepare a video on chapter 6. Soon, I will be showing you your grades, your midterm grades, and expect again for you to be to have a final exam on a face-to-face mode. This is all for now. You start reading chapter 6 after you have viewed this video. If you have questions, you may message me for your questions. Good night.